By now, we have all seen what Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe are going through publicly. Thus, Matt Barnes provides some behind-the-scenes insights.
I just feel of late he's been very, very, very disrespectful and out of pocket, and that's normal, but he's been that way to Shannon. And you can see Shannon bite his tongue. You can see him, do deep breaths from not jumping across that table and wringing that man's neck. But I think Skip's day is coming. And it may not be from a firing standpoint because, we know white men in this profession can kind of get away and do what they want. Just is what it is. And it makes good TV. Remember, controversy sells. So, of course, Fox are going to want to keep those type of ratings.
Now, let's be clear. Bayless being a pariah is nothing new. He ruffles feathers every chance he gets, disrespects players like Dak Prescott for suffering from anxiety and depression, goes after head coaches like Mike McCarthy for being overweight, and even wrote articles years ago, like he did 5 days after 9/11, with the title, "Athletes Failed in Duty to Provide Us an Escape," writing, "I spent Wednesday and Thursday hearing outrageously overpaid athletes tell us how irrelevant sports are and how they just didn't feel like playing. Will these 8-figure whiners tell us how truly unimportant sports are before the next work stoppage? Do they think any of us felt like going to work Wednesday?" Again, that was in 2001 for the San Jose Mercury News. However, this is how he thinks. This is what he believes. It's despicable. This is the least sports could have done for us after all we've done for them. Games should have been televised without commercial interruption. Game checks should have been donated to relief efforts. Even if many fans didn't feel safe enough to attend max security games, players should have considered it their patriotic duty to play as hard as ever. Our athletes are never heroes the way the passengers on Flight 93 were. Our athletes aren't gods and shouldn't be role models. We pay our athletes to perform for us. This week, they weren't there when we needed them most. Reiterating once more, this is who he is. This is who he has always been. And as it pertains to his co-workers, it's no different. It wasn't long ago that Bayless had a disrespectful and uncomfortable back and forth with Jenny Taft on air, in which he attempted to check her. He's gone after Stephen A. before, and Carrie Champion even once said, "It was obvious. It was just like, you don't matter. Just be happy that you're here," about her time with Bayless on ESPN's First Take. That's why his riff with Shannon Sharpe, if we do remember, gained steam when Brady was told by Bayless that he is far superior to anything Shannon Sharpe did on the football field. While incredibly disrespectful, it's unsurprising. If you date someone after they admitted to being a serial cheater and then you catch them cheating, what would one's conclusion be? That is the question I ask you. Back to Matt Barnes.
Shannon's had a lot of love, or does have a lot of love for Dude, but you could even see Shannon's fed up. And someone's going to end up hurting Skip, because his ego, his arrogance, his disrespect has kind of always been on this level, but now I think it's going to a new level, and now he's disrespecting his co-host and Shannon, and again, someone, they've had a great working relationship over the years, but this dude Skip is all bad, and he thinks that he could say and do what he wants, and there isn't going to be any repercussions, and there may not be no repercussions from his job, but someone is going to run up on Skip and hurt this man.
Basically, how we should read it is this. As Barnes laid out, he and Shannon Sharpe have protected the 71-year-old Bayless from potentially physical harm. This is important because now that he has disrespected Shannon and those who ride with Shannon, it appears that protection is going to cease completely. All this stuff that he has said over the years, there is a domino effect from it. You continue to disrespect these people over and over and over and over and over again, they're going to feel some type of way about it. Now, there's the fire. What happens when you take away the water to put out those fires? Because that was Matt Barnes. That was Shannon Sharpe. And I'm sure plenty of others who have stood by Skip's side. The main problem is he wants to be the center of attention. He wants to be inserted into every single discussion because he thinks his points are the most important. He thinks that he is the hot take god and everyone should listen to him at all times. He has sold himself out for clout and financial gain. And look no further, by the way, than what I said to open up this part of the segment, than what he said about Damar Hamlin. We were talking about Damar, and we should continue to talk about Damar, but Skip had to insert himself into that story as well, which Matt Barnes then comments on.
First of all, Skip is a professional in this realm. Was very highly respected, and it's put in years of work. So, when people say, read the whole tweet, he said the game was irrelevant. He knew he had to put that at the end of the bullshit he was saying, hoping that we didn't see through the bullshit. Because how he truly felt was his original first sentence, that how can they even cancel this? There's too much of them. That's how he really felt. But he's very intelligent, and he knew that if he put, somehow this game seems irrelevant now, that some people wouldn't see through his bullshit and arrogance and blatant disrespect for Damar.
And to that I say, well put.